Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. In this video, we're going to look at the Wednesday slate for DraftKings. So my night ended pretty early tonight. Once LaMarcus Aldridge news came out that he was not going to return, I knew I was pretty much cooked there. He was sub 5% owned in the contest I had him in on DraftKings. And a 9,200 player being sub 5% owned and just returning 20 DraftKings points, it's not going to cut it. So I knew I was pretty much done there. So right off the bat, I started looking at this Wednesday slate. Trying to bounce right back, but Aldridge was in a good spot. He was doing fine. It looked like he was on pace to finish, with 45, 50 DraftKings points, right on par with what he's been doing, but just unfortunately he got hurt. And I was kind of surprised that his ownership was that low. But let's get right onto Wednesday's slate. We got an 8-game slate. It's looking pretty nice. With my picks, let's go right on to point guard with Isaiah Taylor at 3,800. I love Isaiah Taylor here in this spot. Dennis Schroeder is out for this game, and last time Schroeder missed, which was last game, Taylor played 31 minutes, returned 34 DraftKings points, put up 26 real-life points. So without Schroeder, there are a ton of shots to go around. Schroeder loves to chuck the ball, and Isaiah Taylor is probably going to be one of the popular chalky plays on this day. But against Jeff Teague, a very bad defender, it's going to be hard for me to fade him at just 3,800. Other point guards I like. I think I'm not going to be playing Ben Simmons and Embiid in this spot because Sixers have won 7 in a row. They are dominant at home, and I don't think the Knicks will be able to hang with them for 4 quarters. So if they get blown out, by the end of the third, I think Simmons and Embiid will not play 30 minutes, and they won't be able to return value at those premium price tags. But I do like some of the value plays on the Sixers, specifically Markelle Fultz. Here, if you think this game is going to blow out like I do, we can definitely look at Fultz, who should get a lighter run in the fourth quarter. First game back, he played well for his first game back in months. Put up 27 DraftKings points in just 14 minutes. Here, as I mentioned, if this game is over by the end of the third, I could see Fultz play like all the fourth quarter here and finish with like 20 to 25 minutes. And he's a great producer per minute, so especially now that his shoulder's right. So he has the potential to drop like 35, 40 DraftKings points at probably low ownership at just 3,800. So he's interesting to me. If Moutier does not play, it's going to be hard to pass on Trey Burke again at 58. He is pricey. I mean, he's not pricey, but his price tag rose a ton. But the guy has 65-point upside here. It's hard to fade anybody with that kind of upside at that price tag. So you got to consider him here at 58. Also like DJ Augustine a lot at 5,700. Without Fournier and without Simmons, Augustine's going to play 35 minutes at least in this matchup as long as the game stays close, which I think it will. It's a great matchup for him, and he really flashed his upside against the Suns, was just 1 rebound away from a triple-double, which would have been crazy because, he's not much of a rebounder. That's probably like the highest. The highest he's had before that was like 3, so pretty impressive that he was able to rack up 9. But at 5,700, great matchup against Brooklyn. And then if you're looking at the mid-range, I think Dennis Smith at 65 is a pretty good play, as with Jeff Teague, got some revenge for him going against Atlanta. And that's pretty much it. At point guard, at shooting guard, let's talk about D'Angelo Russell at 6,300. Tremendous matchup for him here against the Magic. He's been playing really well. Really flashed his upside against the Raptors with a triple-double. He got into foul trouble against the Cavs, just could not get into rhythm. But he's been pretty solid and has really shown his upside this year. He's in 27 minutes against the Magic this year. He's averaging 36 DraftKings points, so right on line with 6x value. And he could even get a couple more minutes tonight. So I think he's a great play at 63 against this banged-up Magic team. And I think this game is going to be a really fast-paced, high-scoring game. I think you can definitely game stack this game as well. I think this game is definitely game stackable. And I think the Lakers side, especially, I like a lot of some plays on there. But other shooting guards, if you want to look at them, I think Jackson and Prince both in play with Booker and Warren doubtful for the Suns, and Schroeder out for the Hawks makes Prince get a lot more opportunity shooting the ball. And without Butler there, it should be an easier matchup for him. And both have really flashed their upside. Nick Batum at 6'6". If you're looking for a GPP play, he's definitely it. Price tag, he's took a big hit. He's missed a lot of time with an Achilles injury. Just played about 25 minutes since first came back. But before that, he was absolutely on fire, dropping like 50 DraftKings points, close to 60 DraftKings points. So if you want to jump on him, probably the time to do so is now, as he should still get the minutes, as the Hornets are not technically eliminated from playoff contention. Joe Ingles at 61. Nobody really plays him, but he's a really steady play. Pretty much every game he's gotten like 30 DraftKings points. So a really solid floor with him, and he does have upside in the 40s. Already talked about Trey Burke. If Brandon Ingram plays and we get the word that he's going to play before lock, I do like him a lot at 57 if there's going to be no restrictions. He has really, he's like a 7K player. So getting him at under 6,000, if he's not on a minutes restriction or anything like that, is going to be a pretty smart play, but hopefully we get that news before lock. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're looking for value, Troy Daniels at 4-4, probably a really good value play, and Damian Lee as well for the Hawks. Small forward, let's talk about Aaron Gordon at 8,300. I love Aaron Gordon here in the spot against the Nets. He's absolutely crushed it against this team this year, averaging over 52 in 2 games against them. And he's coming off a monster 64 DraftKings point game. Without Simmons and without Fournier, his usage is really high, and he fills up all areas of the stat sheet. So you got to love Aaron Gordon here at 83 in a great matchup, fast-paced matchup against the Nets. At power forward, let's talk about Julius Randle at 8,100. I also love Julius Randle in the spot. He's just been super solid and a great play pretty much every night since they traded Larry Nance. And he gets an amazing matchup against the Mavericks. Very bad against forwards and centers. And he had a triple-double against his team, I think the last time they met. So he has tremendous upside. He's averaging 46 against them in 3 games. And they're playing at home in Los Angeles. So I think Julius Randle's in line to have a huge game, and especially if we don't find out that Ingram is going to play. I think his minutes are still secure. Nobody's going to take his power forward minutes away from him, and he just has great upside at just 8,100. And then finally at center, I'm going to go right back to the Magic side and play Nikola Vucevic at 7,800. Once again, same kind of reasons I'm playing Gordon. Increased usage without Fournier and Simmons, and great upside. Vucevic and Aaron Gordon both have 60-point upside, and both are in great matchups against the Nets. The Nets' front court is just horrible, and they're going to have a really difficult time trying to stop Vucevic and Gordon. So I think both are elite plays for tomorrow's slate. If I want to talk about some other centers on the board, I think Brook Lopez at just 6,100 or 6,400. He's probable if he plays. I think you look at him, his minutes have been really high since the Lakers have been dealing with injuries and since they traded away Nance. Yeah, and that's it. I would not really like to pay up this much for center. I'd rather just play Vucevic at 78. I think Dwight Howard, you can play him at 86, but that's really pricey for him. But he does have, great matchup here against the Cavs front court. Power forwards, other power forwards we can talk about. Harrison Barnes at 64 is probably a great matchup for him against the Lakers. I think you can do Barnes and Dennis Smith stack if you wanted to. But other than that, not a ton I like. Zonia at 53. He's had one good game. Other than that, he hasn't really shown his upside. So probably a GPP play. Would not play him in cash games. And then small forwards. I think LeBron, if you're going to pay up for LeBron at 11.6, it's always a good play. And against the Hornets here, it's a whole great matchup for LeBron. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I already talked about some of these other plays. I think Michael Beasley at 5'9". He's been getting a lot of minutes lately. And if that's going to continue, we've got to consider him and Trey Burke both as solid plays here against the Sixers. If the game's going to stay close, they're going to need big games out of those two guys. And yeah, that should do it. Those are the 5 guys I have as of now. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and good luck tonight.